What's up guys, Matt Downs here with Trick 10s and welcome back to another episode. This is part 5 of this Weldbilt 1448 tournament Jonboat. The boat is looking sick. The paint is done, all the metal work is done. This episode is going to focus on the electrical and the turf install. Before we jump into that, I want to share something with you very quickly. This is my dual draft bridge. This is something I put a lot of time into. It's got a sick cutout of a bass on it, universal hole patterns that can fit 7 to 12 inch drafts. It might even hold 15s. I don't know. I don't have 15-inch draft kind of money to find out. But this is something that's going to be dropping on my website, and the next week I will update it. So check me out if you're interested. Trick10sjonboats.com. Let's get back to work. All right guys, so this is going to be the electrical hatch right here. It's gonna have one of the removable trays in here. I'm getting ready to cut a hole to install this 6-gang blue LED switch panel. It's gonna be right here on this side. And right next to it I have this fuse panel with this bus bar. I'm gonna show you how I lay these out and drill all the holes and put all the grommets in here to protect all the wires. Let's get back to work. So the 6-panel gang switch just dropped right in here, and then this side is going to have all the fuses in it. These holes are going to have 2 wires coming out of each one, going into the first 2, same one with the next 2, and then this one with the last 2 on either side as needed. I'm also going to put a hole over here for all the negative wires and one on this side for the power in. Then I'm going to add in his switch for the live well recirculate pump right here. So I went ahead and sprayed this electrical pan with a metallic oil rub bronze paint. I'm basically saving some of the black because I'm running low and I might need it for touch-ups. Let's get all this stuff installed. Okay, so as you can see, I just went ahead and removed all of these red jumper wires that are connected to this switch panel. We're going to be using those again in a second. This switch panel right here is where I took them off. You can see one of the prongs came off. If that happens to you, it's not the end of the world. Just be gentle and snap it back in. Alright, so this diagram is permanently embedded in my brain, but I made a diagram just so you could see how I do this. Basically, these top 2 prongs on the back here are all going to be negatives. They jump all the way across. We don't take those off, we're leaving those alone. Then we're going to have the positive jumper wires right here that we just took off. We're going to reinstall those, jumping across all these prongs on the right hand side all the way down, all the way across. Then the positive wire from the accessory, if you want to run this for your bilge pump, that's the positive bilge pump. You want to run this for your LEDs, that's the positive LEDs. All the negatives from your accessories are going to run into this bus bar right here. This is going to be your main negative and your main positive coming into your fuse block, which is going to run directly to the battery. Then this one is going to be the positive wire from the fuse block. Basically, you're going to jump from one of these fuses to this prong, which is this one right here in the middle. It's that simple. Okay, so I love this tool right here. This is a small stripper and crimper. and I use this all the time. It's Snap-on. I paid 40 bucks for it, and I've replaced it 3 times, lifetime warranty. But the stripper on it is nothing compared to a stripper like this. This thing's like 15 bucks on Amazon. This was actually sent to me by a guy I built a boat for years back named David Jones, and I couldn't believe how cool it was once I started using it. So basically you just set your depth right here, how deep you want to cut this wire, and you just insert the wire to that depth, and it strips it for you. Super simple. So now I'm going to make 6 wires to go from each of the switches to the fuse that are in line with them. I cut this one already about 8 inches. I've already attached the ring terminal. Now I'm going to attach the spade terminal on the opposite side. These are heat shrink terminals. So we're in Trumpet. I'm gonna hit it with some heat. I'm gonna make 5 more just like this one. I gotta get back to work, buddy. One last thing about wiring your switch panel. This seems like common knowledge, but you'd be surprised. Even if you know what wire is what, if you sell your boat one day, this is common courtesy. You label every power wire coming off of your accessories for what they are. This is the bilge pump wire. I learned this from a good buddy of mine, John Tiger. He's the best mechanic I know, Tiger Outboards. The black box fits perfectly underneath of our electrical panel hatch. I went ahead and put in a hole with a grommet right here so I can run the wire up to the front fish finder and also the transducer cable back to the black box. Now that that's installed, I got to go ahead and install the trolling motor, and that'll wrap up the electrical. Trolling motor is installed. This is the graph bridge we're gonna go with on here. It's the same exact graph bridge that's in King Neptune, and he's got a 126 and a 93, which is exactly what I'm running in King Neptune, and I think it's gonna work out perfectly. The whole layout of the boat is really starting to come together. The front deck's gonna be sick. All right, guys, I hate to do it, but I gotta call this one. Part 5 is a wrap. I got all of the electrical done. I finished up all of the switch panel, the fuses, everything is done. The only electrical I have left to do is run the transducer for the live scope and power to one of the graphs. The trolling motor is installed. Everything's turning out super sick. Part 5 is basically just going to be some decals and the turf. I'm hoping to wrap that one up. Maybe by Tuesday you should see the video. The graph bridge that we went with is the exact same graph bridge, the one right here on this flag. It's in my boat, King Neptune. The only difference is it doesn't have an SB on one side, it's got a P-dub on both sides. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. I really need y'all's support. Hit that like, subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about this build, and I can't wait to get back to work.
you.